Hello everyone, welcome BTS lovers. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Taekook and their world of hobbies. Footprints of two souls and thousands of silent seconds. A hobby is not just a way to pass the time. For many people, it is a safe space, a place where the soul can rest. But for Kim Taehyung and Jungkook, two figures who live constantly under the spotlight, hobbies are another form of identity, a side that cannot be fully shown on stage, yet exists vividly in silence. Taekook are two individuals with different colors. Taehyung, artistic, gentle, and deeply sensitive to visual beauty. Jungkook, a perfectionist, energetic, always chasing new challenges. Yet behind these differences, their hobbies often meet, reflect one another, and weave a story that is almost unspoken. The early traces in trainee days. Music as breath. From the very beginning, music was the hobby that became their profession. Jungkook, the youngest, had a peculiar habit. In the trainee dorm, when everyone else was asleep, he would still be awake with small earphones plugged in, listening to hip-hop or American pop songs he had just found on YouTube. His hobby wasn't just listening, it was imitating, recording himself singing, then replaying it to critique every detail. Taehyung was different. His hobby was listening to old songs, classic jazz, even trot music he often heard from his grandmother. He didn't just listen. He analyzed the emotions it evoked. Why does this song make me feel warm? Why does this note sound like an evening rain? Asterisk, these little questions pulled him deeper into the music. Many late nights in training were marked by the sight of them sitting on the practice room floor. Jungkook with modern earphones, Taehyung with strange music collections not everyone liked. But when they exchanged songs, laughter would spill. "Hyung, what kind of music is this?" Jungkook asked, and Taehyung only smiled. "Just listen, you'll understand later." That was the beginning. Music became not just a hobby shaping them as artists, but also as friends. The visual world. The lens that connects. Taehyung and photography. For Taehyung, the camera is a second pair of eyes. He started his photography hobby when he found an old film camera at his grandmother's house. From there, he fell in love with capturing fleeting moments. Afternoon light, window shadows, spontaneous smiles. When BTS began their overseas tours, Taehyung never forgot to bring his film camera. His hobby was taking candid shots of the members, especially when they weren't aware. Jungkook often became the victim of those shots. His sleepy face, eyes glued to his phone, or his silhouette running along a beach. Jungkook in video. Jungkook took a different path. His hobby was filmmaking. He fell in love with editing, slow motion, transitions, and color grading. From this came Golden Closet Films (GCF). He filmed BTS's journeys, then edited them meticulously like a professional director. An iconic moment. In Hawaii, Jungkook filmed while Taehyung was busy photographing the sunset sky. They didn't talk much, yet the works born from that day seemed to complement each other. Taehyung's artistic photos and Jungkook's aesthetic videos. Physical hobbies. The body as an arena. Fitness. Jungkook is famously the golden mogne. His hobby is clear: working out. Gym sessions, boxing, running, midnight push-ups. These are all part of him. For him, a strong body reflects discipline. Taehyung is more laid back. He enjoys basketball, sometimes badminton, but he's not the type to spend long hours in the gym. Still, for the sake of companionship, he often joined Jungkook. There are countless little stories. Taehyung giving up halfway through a workout, Jungkook teasing with laughter, but in the end they still finished the session together. Gaming. Gaming is both a physical and mental hobby. Jungkook loves competition. FPS games, rhythm games, anything challenging. Taehyung prefers games with beautiful storytelling, artistic visuals, and worlds to explore. Yet they often find common ground. Sitting together in the living room, screens glowing, controllers in hand. Sometimes filled with laughter, sometimes dead serious. Gaming becomes a safe space where they can just be themselves without cameras watching. Art and creativity. Taehyung and painting. Taehyung often spends time painting. For him, painting is therapy. This hobby doesn't always produce masterpieces, but each stroke is a mirror of his heart. Sometimes he paints trees, vague faces, or just abstract lines. Jungkook often peeks and asks innocently, "What does it mean, Hyung?" Taehyung only smiles. It's a secret. Yet inside, he feels happy that someone notices his hobby. Jungkook and cooking. Jungkook has another hobby: cooking. He loves trying new recipes, learning techniques from online videos. Sometimes his experiments succeed, sometimes they fail completely. Taehyung often becomes his loyal taste tester, giving honest feedback, sometimes too honest. "This is good, but way too salty. Then eat it with bread, Hyung." These simple conversations become warm memories between them. Night walks and quiet hobbies. A hobby rarely captured by cameras is their late-night walks. After concerts, practices, or simply long days, Taekook would often sneak out, wandering the streets of foreign cities. They didn't need a destination. Their hobby was walking, talking about little things, or even staying silent side by side. Taehyung loves observing streetlights. Jungkook enjoys listening to the city's sounds. This hobby is simple, but perhaps the most precious, because only they know how peaceful the world feels once the stage lights are turned off. Hobbies that unite and divide. Hobbies are not just about similarities but also differences. There were times when their hobbies didn't align. Jungkook was busy with fitness, Taehyung immersed in art. Yet those very differences made them curious about each other. Jungkook learned patience through Taehyung's artistic world, while Taehyung learned discipline from Jungkook's physical world. They influenced each other. Jungkook borrowed Taehyung's camera. Taehyung once tried boxing with Jungkook. And every time they stepped into each other's hobbies, small stories were born. Stories only they understood. Hobbies as a secret language. In a world flooded with spotlights, hobbies become Taekook's secret language. Through music, photography, film, workouts, art, cooking, and night walks, they speak without words. Hobbies are their way of surviving, of staying human behind the label of global idols. A hobby is not just an activity. For Taekook, it is a bridge, linking two different souls, making them not only groupmates but also two friends who understand each other's silence.